this is Kat from Cat's Diamond Painting. I'm just hopping on prior to filming the rest of this video in order to explain a little bit about what I'm going to be doing today, because it's something a little bit new for me, something that I am borrowing or have been inspired to do from watching different kinds of videos on other creators' channels, and I wanted to put my own stamp on it and do this in my own way. And yeah, let's explain what I'm actually talking about. I have, in my 5 years so far of diamond painting, been someone who firmly believed in diamond painting with my feels, as I called it, and that meant that I didn't plan ahead too much what I was going to be doing. I would be working on a diamond painting and I'd maybe have in mind what I wanted to do next, but that was about it. I believe very strongly in just, doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it in my hobby. Then this year, I started doing the Refresh Your Stash challenge. So there is a channel called Lizette Crafts and Tells who you should check out. And she issues a challenge most years. And this year it was Refresh Your Stash, the idea of working on the oldest kits in your stash, so they don't just, carry on lingering there forevermore. And this really grabbed me. And in the one planning video that I have been doing, my kind of year ahead large scale plan video, I said that that was what I was going to be doing this year, and I have been. I have been consistently working on the oldest kit in my stash. And I also had a couple of other goals for this year. I wanted to work on more round drill kits because I don't mind round drill paintings, but I found I was just never grabbing for them and it was putting me off a little bit. And I wanted to get myself just completely comfortable with them again so that it's not a barrier, so that I can work on round and square drill paintings, if not with equal enjoyment, because I'll probably always enjoy squares, but at least it wouldn't be a barrier to me picking up a round drill painting. Also, I wanted to get over the kind of reluctance I have to pick up big paintings, because I have a lot of big and beastie paintings in my stash, and in a lot of cases the artwork is my favourite, but I don't necessarily reach for them that often just because I know they'll take me a long time. So basically I've had all these goals and I have been sticking to them and enjoying them. And another thing that I started in that video was, I said I wanted to start keeping a diamond painting logbook. This is another thing that lots of creators have done, and I've really enjoyed seeing them referring to their logbooks, doing like logbook flip throughs, all that kind of thing. But I never really fancied doing it myself, and I thought I'm going to try it, and I did, and guess what? I loved it. I really like having all my notes and thoughts and feelings about paintings written down, putting pen to paper. I've enjoyed it. So with all of these things in mind, and adding in the fact that I've been diamond painting more than I was, like when I started diamond painting in 2021, I was doing it obsessively, like a lot of us when we discover a new hobby. And then in 2023, I opened my Etsy shop. In case you're not familiar, I'm Crafting Cat UK on Etsy and I sell diamond painting putty there. And that kept me too busy for a long time, and I didn't have as much time or energy for diamond painting. So I was still doing it. It was always my number one hobby, but like the obsession wasn't quite so strong. And then in recent months, I guess in some ways I've just become more efficient and streamlined my putty making business. Then in other ways, I've been forced to do a little less of it because of health issues. I have fibromyalgia and my back is struggling with long putty making sessions these days. It's also been a little bit of a downturn. I think most small shops are finding, because the world is how it is at the moment and people don't have as much spare cash, and that's completely understandable. So the long and the short of that is basically that I find myself having a little more time for my hobby again. And I've been using it. I've been doing a lot of diamond painting and really enjoying that and getting a lot of satisfaction from that. So putting all these things together, let's try something new. I did say in my year-end review, which I did in the middle of April because that's what I do. I do it every full year of diamond painting because I started in mid-April 2021. So in mid-April, a couple of weeks ago, I did my 5th year in review video. Yeah, my fifth year of diamond painting. That sounded a bit strange when I said it, and then, yeah. And I said in that because I've been doing more, I thought maybe I would start to do those videos a bit more often. Because what I have been doing is my year-end review and then doing quarterly reviews every 3 months to show you what finishes and WIP progress I've made. And I felt like because I'm doing a lot more and because I really enjoy watching these kinds of videos, it would be fun to do that more regularly. What I have decided, what's changed since the year-end review, and I said, you know, maybe I'll start doing them every couple of months, maybe some months it'll be every month, is that I have decided to keep me on track with my goals because I am really enjoying working to goals and having plans that I try and stick to for diamond painting. I am going to start doing a monthly diamond painting review video. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be every month. There might be sometimes I have a quieter patch and it's only every couple of months. But in general, I think I'm doing enough that it would be worth me coming back to you with a review every month. So I'm going to show you anything I finished that month and all the progress I've made on any WIPs I've got. But the thing that I am adding in is I want to combine that video with planning out my next month. There is a creator called Diamond Paintings by Laura who does a planning video. I think she does it like every 3 months and just, it's brilliant. I love it. She has like a binder and she's got all her inserts with all the pictures from her kits in there. And she works through that and says, I think I fancy doing that and that. And she plans out her next 3 months ahead. And I've always found those videos like really satisfying to watch, but they didn't appeal to me to actually do until now when I've suddenly started really enjoying working to plans. So I'm going to be doing that every month. I think it's a little bit an extension of me enjoying keeping the logbook because what I want to do is put pen to paper again, and I have bought a really special notepad to do my monthly plans in, which I will show you when I get to that portion of the video. But yeah, that's it basically. That's what I'm launching here and kind of introducing you to my spin on these review videos and planning videos and just what I want to do. I can't guarantee I'm going to do this forever. I am first and foremost someone who just enjoys the hobby. So if I go through a period where I'm not doing as much or whatever might happen, you know, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be doing this just to make content for YouTube. I love making content for YouTube. I do put a lot of thought into how I can make my videos fun and appealing for my viewers, but I'm first and foremost a hobbyist. So yeah, I can't guarantee you long term. What I can tell you is that right now I'm loving working in this way, planning out my diamond paintings, thinking about what I'm going to get to next, thinking several steps ahead, thinking how long this will take me, how long that will take me, and I'm going to bring you along with me while I do that. So this month in review section is going to be quite short because I did catch you up on all of my completions and WIPs as of mid-April in that year-end review video, and we're not going to go over that again. So I'm going to kind of pick up from mid-April and show you what I've done since then, which is no new finishes, but I do have a lot of WIP progress to show you. So I'm going to do that, and in future months that will be, you know, a bit fuller. I'll have more to show you because we'll be doing a whole month at a time. And then I'm going to get out my beautiful new notebook, which I'm very excited about. And I am going to take you through my thought process of how I am planning out my diamond painting for May. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It appeals to the nerd in me, and I really hope that you enjoy this as well. So let's go downstairs. Okay, so let's go through my month in review slash really fortnight in review. I'm not going to show you absolutely all my WIPs on this occasion just because it is so recently that I did that. So I'm not going to get out my apprentice comparison project or show you the paint gems that I've worked on because nothing's changed with those since that year in review check-in. So that just seems kind of pointless. But in general, in these monthly videos, I will go through everything. So what I have actually done, and I have done quite a lot. I haven't got any more finishes since I last saw you, but that's been kind of by design in the sense that the plan for this month required me to skip through a few different WIPs because of things like needing to kit up another refresh your stash kit, needing to kit up another round kit, and yeah, and my custom kit that as I've said, I intend to take my time with this, both because it's very special to me and also because it's very slow going and I don't want to burn out. So, custom kit. Last time I checked in, I had just started and done like a section or two. So now I have done the whole of the first row. So if I put it sideways just so you can see it all, but then I'll turn it this way. Yeah, there you can just about see it all and it's not too much at an angle. So this is what I've done with this so far. It took, I would say, probably about 6 or 7 days to do this row because it is really slow going. There is a lot of confetti in this. In case you don't know, this is a custom kit that I've got from Diamond Art Club as a Treasure Quest rewards program reward. Oh, good words, Kat. And what they do with these is it's going to be largely computer generated because they are just doing an individual kit for one person. The pixel rendering team does go over it and smooth out some of the confetti and, like, you know, touch it up in areas, but it is going to have a very different feel to a typical Diamond Art Club kit that is fully hand rendered, because this is not fully hand rendered. So you can see things like this bit here, where the shading of this hill in the background up close, it's very, very computer rendered. But from a distance it works. That is the thing with computer renders, like from a viewing distance, they work just fine. So yeah, I'm not complaining, this is exactly what I was expecting with this, but just like I thought, I'm going to have to take my time with it because super high confetti does burn me out if I do too much of it at a time. But I'm very happy with this first row. The drills were gorgeous. I think this is the first time I have worked with Diamond Art Club's newest square drills, the ones with, I think, did they all have 16 facets? And I'm pretty sure all of the drills that I've worked with so far have been that. They were lovely. They fit together beautifully, absolutely gorgeous. Loads of fairy dust. So all of that green up there is fairy dust. There is some pink fairy dust down here in these, which are supposed to represent caravans. This is actually a caravan site. There's some in the sand. So yeah, absolutely loads of special drills. Very happy with how this first row looks. And yeah, let me move on and show you the next thing I worked on. Next up, I needed to start another round drill kit. My last two finishes for my year in review period that I showed you, which were 2 completions from the start of April, were my last Refresh Your Stash kit, my last oldest kit, and a round kit. So within April, under my own rules that I've set for myself, I needed to kit up another round drill kit and another Refresh Your Stash oldest kit. This is all making sense. So this is the round kit that I chose to do. This is Polar Stroll. It's by the artist Deborah Malcolm. A lot of these kits are going to be Diamond Art Club, by the way, because most of the oldest kits in my stash, and certainly most round drill kits, are Diamond Art Club. This one came out in, now let me see, it was definitely in a mystery box, but there have been so many in recent months, they're getting a little muddled in my head. I'm pretty sure I got this in the Christmas Eve mystery box. It is a 55.6 by 68.8 centimetre kit, and the round drills are just so sparkly and they fit together so beautifully. These newer round drills with the new round grid, honestly, I found I could multi-place so easily with these, and this is a kit with a lot of multi-placing in it. It has, you know, I could easily multi-place 9 or 10 drills, and for me that is a big thing because there's nothing wrong with single placing if that's what you prefer to do. I am used to multi-placing, so for me, a kit where I can't multi-place feels very slow, and that tends to get me frustrated. The old round drills that Diamond Art Club used to send, you couldn't place that many, well, I at least couldn't place that many at one time before they didn't space out right. Whereas now I can multi-place kind of normally with them. That's what I was trying to explain there. So this, I would say, I maybe spent about 6 days doing this portion of it, and I don't have too much more to go. Everything that I have left is very blocky. There's like the little dots of stars going through it, but behind that are blocks of colour. I'm thinking this is only going to take me 3 or 4 days to do. So you'll see when we get to the planning portion of the video, that is going to be a goal for May. That might be a little ambitious, but yeah, I don't think it's going to take too long based on how quickly I was getting through the rest of it. Very happy with it. I do love Deborah Malcolm's pieces. This is, I think, only the second one I've completed. I did an evening stroll several years ago. But yeah, I love her use of colours and how she has this series where you have the black silhouetted animals walking in front of a moon or a sun, depending on the piece, and then all the bright colours coming out from it. I think this one's gorgeous. Quite a lot of special drills in it. You've got some ABs going through here and quite a lot of fairy dust going through the moon as well. All of this part looks quite detailed. I mean, it was definitely slower than the more blocky areas, but it did work up quite quickly still. So this one has been a really fun project so far. Yeah, so that's that one. Oh, and I have to point out as well, this one has some quad drills in it. I was so confused by that in the unboxing because I was like, that code is for quad drills, but this is a round drill painting. Let me bring it up so you can see. But yeah, that's exactly what they've done. So there is, unlike when I've used quad drills on a square diamond painting and they fit in quite snugly, in these there's like, I don't think you can really see, but there's like a little gap all around it because 4 round drills takes up more space than 4 square drills. But it then works really well. Like, I was a little unsure how I thought that would go, but so far there's only 3 of them down. There's more to come in the top part. But yeah, they look cool, and I think that's a really fun rendering choice. So that's that one. Let's put that away. The next thing I did this month was my monthly mini. I got this done in quite good and early time rather than scrambling to do it in the last couple of days of the month as I usually do. This is a set from Forever Young. They are 12 monthly pictures, so 1 for each month of the year, and it says on the back which one is which, and it's got this nice postcard design. These are, I've had mixed feelings about these. I must try and not repeat myself too much in these videos when I'm showing you, you know, things where there's going to be similar things I could say every month, but I will just briefly cover off the VAT. I'm really enjoying these as a set of pictures. I think the amount of detail and the fun choice of imagery they've used is really great at this size. I mean, they're not that small. The monthly minis I did last year from Diamond Art Club were a lot smaller, so you get a lot more detail in these. But I think that is gorgeous. I'm really enjoying these. But working on them isn't the most fun because the glue is really tricky. I've said this in a couple of videos and people have agreed with me in the comments, so I feel like this is quite a universal experience rather than just me being fussy. But yeah, it has this rather strange glue where drills don't necessarily stick to it that easily, but then once they have stuck down, they do not budge. There is no give in the glue. So it's a little tricky for multi-placing. And the other thing that makes it slightly challenging for me is that it's set on this thick card. So I can't use my light pad, which is what I'm used to. So yeah, it tends to go quite slowly at the start where I'm placing drills and it's just quite open. And then later on, when I've filled in a lot of it, it goes a lot quicker. But yeah. That is that one, and then I have one more to show you. So I said I also needed to kit up my next oldest kit in my stash. What I didn't say earlier in this video was that the next kit was quite a special one because this is a kit I have deliberately hoarded for years because I loved this so much I kind of didn't want it to be done. And this one, I'm not sure I've ever unboxed it on the channel until recently, because what I'm going to try to start to do for these Refresh Your Stash kits is something that I've seen other creators do, which again I've enjoyed. Not trying to claim original ideas, but you know, we'll take inspiration from others. So in particular, I've seen Diamonds and Washi doing this recently, where I will do an unboxing of the kit and then store that until I'm ready to do a post review and then give you a kind of complete end-to-end view of that kit. So I did do that for this one, but obviously you're not seeing it yet because I haven't finished it. Anyway, this is All Things Become Love by Dean Russo. And I just love this. This came out in March 2022. The artist had licensed with DAC, and then before the kits, like while they were being produced, before they actually came to the market, the licensing contract ended because I think it was part of some agent that had several artists. I can't remember the specifics. But anyway, the gist of it was they brought these to the shop telling us there is only going to be one run of these. And they had these 4 designs by Dean Russo that all had these wonderful bright colours, very detailed confetti heavy imagery. And yeah, this was the only one I got, but I loved it. And if you watched my video last summer where I talked about 10 kits in my stash that I couldn't bring myself to work on, almost all of them, almost exclusively because I loved them so much that I kind of didn't want them to be done. And that, I think, is something that Refresh Your Stash has been really good for me for, because I'm not sure when I would have chosen to do the kit because of that kind of emotional tie to it. I know that sounds daft, but I've always had this thing where I really struggle to like use up the last of something. So with a kit that I really love, I'm just like, oh, I don't want it to be done. But I had no choice because Refresh Your Stash dictated, under my interpretation of it and the rules I've chosen to follow for the year, that I would have to work on this one next. So I did, and I'm very glad I did because I have been having so much fun with it. So I started this one on the 24th, today's the 30th, so I've had about 6 days on it so far. So it's working up reasonably quickly. I thought it would be slower going than it is. There is a fair bit of blocking around the outside, although there's a lot of kind of like, you know, blurring of lines between colours, which I feel like possibly if DAC rendered this today, they might smooth some of that out. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is a bit slow going when you're switching between colours, and makes the colour blocky sections less blocky and quick than I thought. But conversely, the middle, like, it looks like super intense confetti. And I mean, it is in some ways. But for some reason, I'm not finding it's too time consuming. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just enjoying it because of all the bright colours. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. The drills are gorgeous. They fit together perfectly. One thing I said when I unboxed this, ready for that video, is that I was a little nervous because I knew this came from an era with DAC's drills where the grid sizing was a little inconsistent. Sometimes you'd get a really nice snug grid. Sometimes it would be a bit gappy because they were transitioning through drills, and it just depended when things had actually been sent for production as opposed to released. But this is perfect. They're gorgeous. They fit together really, really nicely. Really nice quality. All the 13 facet drills, which was the first drill upgrade that DAC made, and I really liked that era of drills. So yeah, the whole experience has been really, really fun so far. So yeah, I've done quite a lot. As I said earlier, no more finishes, but not for lack of diamond painting. I've just, yeah, been needing to rotate between whips, which is another thing I'm trying to be more open to this year, because I have to stick to these goals, because if I'm not willing to rotate between whips, then and have more whips on the go than I have previously, then I'm not going to have room in my monthly schedule to fit in any newer diamond paintings that I just really fancy working on. I'm going to struggle to bring myself to do bigger kits that are going to take a while. So yeah, I'm embracing the chaos. I have seen there's a new challenge that some creators are talking about, like 26 for 26. And I think the idea is that you just have loads and loads of kits kitted up, like 26 for the year 2026. And then people are putting their own spin on it, and they're not necessarily kitting up that many. And I'm not participating in that, but this is something that I was already working towards, was just, yeah, I've never minded having multiple whips on the go, but I had a bit of a ceiling in my head. I suppose I still do, but it's maybe a bit higher. Okay, so that's where I am at the end of April. Now let's plan my diamond painting for May. So first up, I have a package to open. I think the desire to write down my plans comes as much from wanting to kind of keep myself on track as it does from the fact that I finally got around to starting a logbook this year. And after just not bothering with it for years because I didn't think I'd necessarily care about it that much, I've loved it. I've loved having things written down in paper where it just feels like they count a lot more in my head than notes on a phone. So I have a logbook, and then once I got really into that, I kind of went looking for nice fancy notepads, because the one I got was just a pretty basic one that I found cheap on Amazon because I didn't know initially if I'd enjoy it or not. So I kind of have regrets because I got this beautiful notebook to use as a logbook, which I haven't actually got a chance to use yet because obviously I've only just started the other one. In fact, let me show you that before I show you this, because they really go together. They're from the same shop and they're also part of the same series. So at some point in the future, when I finish up my current logbook, I will be moving to this one, which I am obsessed with. These are obviously a little bit pricier than the one I got on Amazon, but really not too bad. I think they had discount codes available, so like including shipping, I probably paid maybe about £13. So it's a luxury, but it's not like an insane level of luxury. And it's just got all the features that I want. There's a little pen loop, you've got the ribbon, which I like, and it's so beautiful. And yeah, I can't wait to be able to use this as a logbook. But it's going to be ages away because I just don't get through paintings that quickly that the other one's going to fill up. And you know, maybe I won't completely fill it, but I definitely don't want to change logbooks after 4 months. So can't use this yet, but I can use this. So when I decided I wanted to start making these planning videos, I saw it as a good opportunity to do a bit more shopping because I knew I wanted to write down my plans. And I went back and got this one now. I haven't opened this, so I need to be careful for invoices, which I don't think there are any. And I can't remember if I said or not, but if you're looking at these and you like them and you're in the UK or somewhere else they ship to you, this shop is the Art File. So here it is. Oh, I love it. And I just like the other one, like the words are fitting. So Stardust and Magical Things to me really suits, you know, reviewing diamond paintings I've done with all the sparkle and the joy and the fun. Whereas my planning, I mean, it is a form of notes, isn't it? I'm going to take notes on what I plan to do each month and then what I've managed to do and what my whips are. So that to me really worked. And again, it's just beautiful. And I get to actually use this one. So this is what I'm going to write my monthly plans in. And I'm going to do that with you every month. And then in these monthly videos, I'm going to look back at the previous month and see what I can tick off and what I didn't. And, you know, learn from my planning and see what I can do better. This is the plan for the plan, as I keep saying. So let me get this off. What's this bit? Oh, it's like a pouch. That's cool. You don't get this in a basic Amazon one. I've got a fun little pouch. And then I don't have a fancy page here this time, but I'm excited. So I think what I'm going to do is just start on this page each day because each month I think what I'm going to write is probably only going to take one side, and then the next month I will write on here. But some months I might have more to write, so I need to leave that back page free, if that makes sense. So I need to head this with what month I'm planning for. So that doesn't really work for it, does it? Because it's got the space for day, month, year. So I might just ignore that and just write here, May 2026. And I'm also going to be doing this one in pencil just so I can make adjustments if I need to. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is have a record of what I've got ongoing, because ultimately what I want this book to be like is a log of everything I did essentially. So I've got my gems flow here, and I've got all of my current whips listed. So I'm just going to write those down. There they all are. This is also just going to help me not forget things, because I have done that. I once thought that I had finished a kit and I hadn't, and I scrapped the drills to use the storage again. So it will forever sit there uncompleted, because it was only a tiny one. Like, I got it on Amazon.com and had it shipped here. So it is annoying because I spent money on it and I really liked it, but it's not like a huge, really important kit to me. Anyway, so that's my current whips. Next up, every month I want to have one top priority goal, the thing that I'm going to absolutely make sure, barring any crazy unforeseen circumstances, that I get done. So what should I call that? Should I just call it priority goal for the month? I think that's what I'm going to do. So priority goal. Interesting way of writing, Cat, writing the second letter first. And for my goals, what I'm going to do is a kind of tick box space, so that I can do a nice satisfying tick when I've done it. So for this month, the priority goal is going to be making sure that I get another row of my custom kit done. Because there's nothing else like extra special I'm working on that I feel like is more important to me, and I want to keep momentum going with that, because I know with high confetti pieces, I need to take a break after a while, and then I don't always feel like getting back into it. And I know that once I do, I'll enjoy it just like I did the first time. But I do kind of need to keep myself honest with it, make sure I'm keeping it going, because I want to take my time with it, but I also do want to get it done and have it on the wall. So next row of custom kit. And then I'm gonna give approximations where I can of how long I think things will take me based on what I've done in the past. That's definitely not gonna be, you know, set in stone, but it's gonna help me not over plan or under plan. And I'm having in my head things like, I know there's a couple of days I'll be away at the end of May for my brother's wedding. There's a few other things coming up. So I know I don't have 31 days of diamond painting. So I just need to keep that in mind, because it's never going to be an issue if I don't do all the plans for the month, but it'll be annoying if I really don't get any of them done. So I'm just going to write approx 6 days. And then we have other goals. And this is where I'm going to really show you what I'm thinking about. And, you know, there might be times like this month, there's some things that I know I'm going to have to decide on next month, which I'm not sure about. So I'm going to ask your opinion on those. So, other goals. Next thing, right, I want to make sure that I do a couple more paint gems, because I started that space set early this year and I've only done 3 of them. I'm not getting to them often. They're a good thing to do like in between having other things on my easel, and I would like to get another couple done, because whilst I'm comfortable with having lots of whips, I don't want to have whips that I just haven't done anything with for ages. So a couple more paint gems. And that's just like a day's diamond painting, or less potentially even. This is the set, just in case you haven't seen my year in review video where I showed them. And it's got 10 in it, and they're small, but they're quite confetti filled, so they're not super quick. So I've been working through them in order. I've done these 3, and I will hopefully get these 2 done this month. Next up, I want to finish Polar Stroll. That is this kit that I showed you a little while ago in this video. And as I said then, based on how long the first part took me and how blocky the rest of it is, I'm estimating I can get that done in about 4 days. Next up is going to be, and when I say next up, by the way, this isn't necessarily the order I'm going to work on things. I have my goals for the month, but I'll work on them in whatever kind of order I feel like working on them. So the next thing I'm writing is to spend about a week more on All Things Become Love. I don't think that that will be enough to finish it, although it is possible. My goal isn't necessarily to finish it because I'm going to be finishing this round kit and therefore need to kit up another round kit. I don't necessarily want to also be kitting up another Refresh Your Stash kit this month, but we'll see. That's loose. You know, if I'm working on it and I don't want to put it down and I'm near finishing it, then I will. So, approx 1 week on All Things Become Love. And I have looked up what my next Refresh Your Stash kit is going to be just in case and got that out of my cupboard. Now, this is the one pass I've given myself. I have just been working through them entirely in order so far, just literally what is the oldest kit in my Gems Flow by date of purchase. That's what I'm working on. After All Things Become Love, the next one by order of date is A Magical View of Christmas, which is another one that actually you can see in that video from last year with the 10 that, you know, I couldn't bring myself to work on. That one is because I love it, but also it's quite confetti intense, and it'll take a long time to do, and seasonal pictures for me, I don't love them taking forever, but that is not the reason I'm skipping it. The reason I'm skipping it is because I like to do my seasonal paintings when they're seasonally appropriate. I can just about handle Christmas in July, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing Christmas in May. Or June, whenever it actually is that I get to it. So the next one after that is Life of Tigers. So this will be my next Refresh Your Stash kit whenever I get onto that, whether that is May or June. This one is a medium-sized square kit. It's really cool. You've got one tiger in profile and then another one just behind, so you get this weird kind of face blending thing, which I found strange when I first saw it, but then I actually just think is really cool. And it looks like my kind of artwork. Bright colours popping out against a black background. Love tigers. They really suit diamond painting somehow. And yeah, I think that one will be really fun. The next one, and the reason why I'm not necessarily wanting to need to start another Refresh Your Stash kit, and I know need is a strong word to use in this because these are all self-imposed rules, but I want to stick to them. I'm enjoying it, so, you know. But I have been craving working on another Richard Lorenz kit. He's probably my favourite artist. I haven't actually worked on one in a while, and I love most of them fairly equally, so it's always tough to decide which one to do. So I've landed on this one purely because this is Ida's Little Flockers, and this came out right when DAC switched to these kind of boxes with the wraparound image, and at that point they were huge. They had a much deeper tray, and then it had like an insert that all the bits and bobs like toolkit sat in, and yeah, just this one is the one I decided to do purely because the box takes up a lot of space and I want it gone. This has 77 colours and it's also a big and beastie one, so I'm, you know, being true to my word and not being put off by the big sizes, even though I already have my custom kit on the go, which is huge. So yeah, this one I think, I mean, I don't know. It's got quite a lot of colour blocking background, but there's obviously a lot of detail in the bird because that's why it's been rendered at this size. So I don't think I'm going to have time in May to do very much on it. So I'm thinking I'm going to allow about a week on it and then just see where I get to. So start Ida's Little Flockers, and do I have time to spend about a week on it? It's about 2.5, and that, see, that's already at about 3 to 3.5 weeks of the month. But I think I can manage that because we're nearing the end of my goals list, because I'm not completely unrealistic. 1 week I will allow myself on that, and like these timings are definitely subject to change. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, it's been a week, I'm going to take this off my easel halfway through a row. I will start rows based on, you know, how much time I have for it, and finish them if I need to. And as I've said before, much as I'm doing this in quite a formal and what looks like a strict way, I am going to give myself plenty of flexibility. So the next one is that I'm going to need to kit up another round kit. Next round kit. Kit up and lay drills. That's kind of my goal with these things. I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going to have much time. That's probably going to be something that I'll do at the end of the month. But I would like to have some drills laid to count it as a proper start. And the options that I am currently deciding between, it could change by the end of the month, but the ones I'm leaning towards at the moment are either, and I'm going to pop a picture on screen, and this is where I'm saying, please let me know what you think, if there's any of these that you think would be more interesting to see or fit better with my other goals, let me know your thoughts. So either chill for a quick one, because it is a partial. I don't normally do partials. This is one I was sent as a sneak peek, but I do really like the image of the owl. So yeah, I might just lean into the fact that the partial makes it quicker on this occasion. Then the next one is Reach for the Stars. This is a kit I got quite a while ago from a shop called Create Share Love, who last time I looked them up, it looks like they've actually closed. They had, if you go on their website, it says check out this website, like they've rebranded, but the new website didn't have anything I was particularly interested on. So that's probably going to be the only one I ever do from them, but it is nice to do different shops. That is a round kit. I have no idea how I'm going to fare with the grid and that kind of thing. It could well be that it's not spaced how I like, so it might feel like a bit of a grind. It's about 50 by 50 centimeters, so a pretty medium-sized painting. And the other thing is the colors are quite similar to Polar Stroll. So I'm not sure about that one, but let me know if you think it would be interesting. And the other one I was thinking about is Window to the Sea. That one I picked up in DAC's anniversary sale last year, and it's just simply one that I really like. And I would love to see that one done. So let me know which you think. And then the only other goal is like a running goal that I have each month, which is to do my monthly mini by the end of the month. So I've got it ready to go in my frame on my desk on the 1st of the month. And let me show you what next month's is looking like. Just double check, yep, June. So in June, we are going camping. They're funny, these, because like the pictures don't look amazing to me when the drills aren't down. And through most of the way through painting it, I'll be thinking, this doesn't look great, it looks pixelated. And somehow every month so far, when I lay the last drills, it all comes together and I think that looks really good. Obviously they're small pictures, they're never going to be as detailed as, you know, big, huge full dime paintings, but for the size, they just tend to look really good. So let's put one more tick box for June monthly mini. And it looks like I am going to be using the other side most often because it's probably not going to have that much less on this front page any month, but we'll see. So I'm going to do a BTO for myself, and then all I'm going to put on the back is just notes. And this is not intended to be a log of everything I've done or delving into the details of any of the pictures, because that's what my logbook is for. This is going to be the record of what I've got done. So it's going to be things like where I deviate from this, like, oh, I just really fancied working on XYZ painting this month, so I ditched this other goal. Or this one took me a lot longer than I thought it would, so I had to ditch this goal, or whatever it might be. So it's going to be that kind of thing. So the goal is that when I flip back on this, and when I come to you next month with my May month in review, as well as showing you the paintings that I have done or I'm working on, I can compare and say, yeah, I got everything I wanted to done last month, or I didn't because XYZ. That is my thinking. So that is the end of this video. Please let me know your thoughts. I know a video like this isn't going to be to everyone's taste. As I said earlier, always found this kind of video really fascinating, even when the idea of planning out my diamond painting didn't hold much allure for me. But not everyone feels the same, and that's fine. There will always be the monthly in review portion if that's the only bit you're interested in. But I'm really excited about it. It appeals to the nerdish, bookish part of me. Writing things down, having them on paper and lead, and then just being able to look back and see what I've done, because I'm feeling a lot of satisfaction this year from how much more diamond painting I'm getting done. You know, it's making me feel more accomplished in my hobby as opposed to the past couple of years where I wasn't getting much done. And this could change, you know? I might go into a phase of not wanting to do it as much. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can just tell you this is my plan for now, and I'm really hoping it's going to work out. So thanks for watching. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this and my explanations have made sense. It's going to be fun, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like on it. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would love it if you could stick around. So please consider doing that, particularly if maybe this is something new that does appeal to you and you want to get that reminder every month to check in and watch what I've been up to. That's all from me, guys. Bye-bye.